Every day is a brand, new chance to sculpt yourself into the person you've always dreamed of becoming. It's easy to float through the days, trapped in routines that bring no growth, but the ones who change their lives are the ones who take control of each day like it's their last opportunity to improve. If you want your life to change, your habits must change first. Self-improvement isn't a one-time act, it's a daily decision, a commitment to show up for yourself no matter how tired, uninspired, or discouraged you may feel. When you wake up in the morning, remind yourself that this is not just another day. It is a blank page in the story you are writing. How that page looks is up to you. Are you going to fill it with actions that align with your purpose? Are you going to push your limits, stretch your mindset, and challenge your old patterns? You don't need a grand revolution in one day. What you need is consistent progress, small daily steps that compound into massive growth. Start by mastering your mornings. The way you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Wake up with intention. Don't reach for your phone. Instead, take a moment to be still, breathe deeply, and connect with your goals. What do you want from today? Who do you need to be to make that happen? Set that tone early, and you're already ahead of most people. Feed your mind with wisdom. Every single day, read something that expands your thinking. Listen to something that inspires you. Fill your environment with messages that remind you of your potential. You become what you consistently consume. So choose to feed your mind the kind of material that fuels success, discipline, and belief. Don't underestimate the power of ideas. One idea planted in your mind today could be the seed of greatness that blooms tomorrow. Move your body. Even if it's just for a few minutes, get your blood flowing. Physical movement doesn't just build strength, it builds momentum. It tells your mind that you are alive, in control, and capable. Some days your body may resist, your motivation might be nowhere to be found, but do it anyway. The key is to act in spite of how you feel. Winners don't rely on mood. They rely on discipline. Reflect on your actions. At the end of each day, look back and ask yourself honestly, did I give my best today? Where did I win? Where did I fall short? What can I do better tomorrow? This kind of self-reflection is where real change begins. You cannot grow what you do not measure. Hold yourself accountable, not with guilt or shame, but with love and the belief that you are capable of more. Improvement starts with honesty and intention. Cut the excuses. Everyone has reasons not to improve. Everyone has problems, pain, or distractions that can easily become the justification for staying stuck. But successful people don't give their excuses power. They refuse to be defined by their limitations. They take responsibility even when it's uncomfortable. They get back up even when it's easier to quit. That's the kind of mindset you need if you want to rise above average. Surround yourself with greatness. The people you spend time with will either lift you up or pull you down. Choose wisely. Seek out those who challenge you, those who don't let you settle, those who live with fire in their hearts and hunger in their souls. Energy is contagious. Soak in the energy of driven people, and you'll find your own drive exploding. Stay around mediocrity, and you'll feel your fire dimming. Practice gratitude daily. In the pursuit of more, never lose sight of what you already have. Gratitude grounds you, strengthens your spirit, and reminds you that you're already blessed. That doesn't mean you become complacent. It means you build your growth on a foundation of appreciation, not desperation. When you're grateful, you see opportunities more clearly. You handle setbacks with more grace. You attract more to be grateful for. Set daily goals. Big dreams are fueled by small, actionable steps. Each day, decide what you must do to move 1 inch closer to your vision. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Build structure and strategy into your days. Plan your priorities and then execute them with relentless focus. Every checkmark you make on your list is a vote for the person you're becoming. Every task completed is evidence of your commitment. Speak kindly to yourself. Your inner dialogue shapes your outer reality. Don't be your own enemy. Don't sabotage your efforts with doubt or self-criticism. Instead, be your biggest supporter. Remind yourself daily that you're strong, worthy, and capable of transforming any aspect of your life. Talk to yourself like someone you deeply respect, someone you believe in without question. That internal belief will create external breakthroughs, eliminate distractions. If you want to rise, you need to protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Every scroll, every mindless hour wasted is energy stolen from your dreams. Guard your time. Say no to what doesn't serve your growth. Choose depth over noise. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to be intentional. Clarity and focus are the tools that sharpen your progress. Practice resilience. Not every day will go as planned. You will fall. You will fail. But those moments are not the end. They are part of the process. Self-improvement isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. You get knocked down, you learn, and you get back up with more strength. Every setback holds a lesson. Every failure has the power to build your character. Stay committed through the storm, and you'll come out stronger than ever. Celebrate your growth. Don't wait until you've arrived at some distant finish line to feel proud. Honor the fact that you are showing up, that you are trying, that you are doing the hard work most people run from. Progress isn't always loud or visible, but it matters. Every moment of effort is a statement that you refuse to settle. That matters, that's powerful. Be patient, but stay hungry. Great things take time, but that doesn't mean you sit back and wait. You move forward every single day with the belief that what you want is possible. You work while others rest. You stay focused while others drift. You believe in yourself when no one else does. That's how legacies are built, not with shortcuts or comfort, but with consistency and fire. Remember, the journey of self-improvement is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of who you already are. It's not about chasing perfection. It's about choosing progress. It's not about being better than others. It's about being better than you were yesterday. That's the real competition. That's the real victory. Each day you have the chance to rise, to improve, to evolve. Don't waste it. Don't let comfort seduce you back into mediocrity. You are capable of so much more than you realize. Step into that truth every single day, and one day you'll look back and realize you didn't just change your habits. You changed your life, and it all started with the decision to improve daily, no matter what. Even on the days when nothing seems to go your way, when the results don't reflect the effort, when the progress feels invisible, those are the days that matter most. Those are the moments where you're planting seeds that haven't sprouted yet. Most people give up right before the breakthrough. They walk away because they can't see the fruit of their labor, not realizing that growth doesn't always happen on the surface first. Real change is slow, silent, and often uncomfortable. But if you trust the process and keep showing up, the results will come. They always do. You must treat your time as your most sacred asset. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Don't waste it on things or people that drain your energy and rob you of your potential. The clock is ticking, and every second you let pass without purpose is a second you can't get back. Make time your ally. Use it to build, use it to learn, use it to create, and when you do that day after day, you start becoming unstoppable. Build your confidence by keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say you'll do something, do it. Not for applause, not for recognition, but because your word matters. To others, yes, but especially to yourself. Self-respect is built through discipline. Confidence comes from evidence. Prove to yourself over and over again that you are someone who follows through, that you are someone who doesn't quit, that you are someone who rises when it's hard and pushes forward when it's easy to stay still. Refuse to let fear decide your future. Growth lives on the other side of fear. If something scares you, chances are it holds value. Don't let your mind talk you out of the very thing you need to do. Lean into discomfort. Chase what challenges you. Face what frightens you. Every time you do, you expand your limits. You make the impossible possible. You evolve. Take responsibility for everything. That's the mindset that separates those who rise from those who fall. When you blame others or circumstances, you hand over your power. But when you take ownership, even of the things that aren't entirely your fault, you regain control. That's where transformation begins. No more pointing fingers, no more waiting for someone else to change. You are the driver, you are the decision maker, you are the one who writes the next chapter. Set a standard for yourself and never lower it. The world will try to convince you to shrink, to settle, to dim your light. Don't listen, stand tall. Demand more of yourself, not in a way that drains you, but in a way that inspires you to rise. When you set the bar high and live with integrity, you start attracting opportunities that match your level. Life begins to mirror your internal standard. Raise it, and everything around you begins to shift. Speak your goals out loud, declare them, own them. Let the world know what you're working toward, not for validation, but to anchor your intention. When you speak it, you give it form, you give it energy, and then, day by day, you back those words with action. You show the world you're serious. You don't just wish, you work. You don't just hope, you hustle. That's how you turn visions into victories. Stay curious, never stop learning. No matter how much you know, there is always more to discover. And the people who grow the most are the ones who are humble enough to remain students. Be obsessed with improving your mind. Read, listen, ask questions, challenge your thinking. Be open to new ideas. Knowledge is the fuel of evolution. And when you make learning part of your daily life, you become someone who adapts, someone who survives any storm, someone who thrives in every environment. Practice consistency over intensity. It's not about doing something massive once in a while. It's about doing something meaningful every single day, brick by brick, layer by layer. This is how empires are built. This is how legacies are formed. Anyone can be intense for a short period of time, but the ones who win, they are the ones who never stop, who keep going, who stay in motion no matter how small the steps may seem. Live with vision. Have a picture in your mind of where you're going, and let that vision guide every choice. When your purpose is clear, your path becomes easier to navigate. You say no to distractions because you've said yes to something greater. You make sacrifices because the reward is worth it. You stay locked in because you know exactly why you're doing what you're doing. Vision gives your life direction. Purpose gives your life power. Give more than you take. Life isn't just about self-gain. It's about contribution. Find ways every day to uplift someone else. Encourage. Support, teach, listen. The more value you bring to others, the more fulfillment you'll experience. And ironically, the more you give, the more comes back to you. Life rewards those who make others better. Be the kind of person who leaves every room better than they found it. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Your journey is yours alone. The only comparison worth making is between who you are now and who you were yesterday. Everyone has their own pace, their own battles, their own lessons to learn. Stay in your lane. Trust your timeline. Celebrate others, but never use their success as a reason to doubt your own. You're not behind. You're becoming. Stay focused on your growth. Be relentless in your pursuit of excellence. Don't aim for average. Don't aim to fit in. Aim to stand out, to be great, to lead, to inspire. That kind of greatness comes from daily decisions to rise above excuses, distractions, and fear. It comes from holding yourself to a higher standard even when no one's watching. It comes from refusing to settle for anything less than what you know you're capable of. This journey of daily self-improvement is not easy. It will test you, it will demand everything from you, but the reward is greater than you can imagine. It's not just success, it's self-respect, it's peace, it's pride, it's waking up every morning knowing you are living fully, giving your best, and becoming someone you admire. So keep showing up, keep doing the work, keep sharpening your mind, strengthening your body, and fueling your soul. Day by day, decision by decision, You are crafting a life that reflects your highest potential. You are not just chasing greatness, you are becoming it. And every day you choose to improve, you move one step closer to the person you were born to be. Keep pushing even when it feels like no one is watching, because your greatness isn't for applause, it's for you. This journey of self-improvement, this daily grind, is the quiet work that builds empires behind closed doors. The truth is, the world might not notice your effort at first. They might not see the early mornings, the late nights, the hard choices, or the sacrifices. But that's not your concern. Your concern is who you become in the process. Because when you're consistent enough for long enough, the results will eventually become impossible to ignore. Learn to love the process. The sweat, the grind, the discomfort, it's shaping you. Most people want the outcome but dread the effort. But the secret is this: the effort is the outcome. The process is where character is forged. If you can fall in love with the journey, there is no limit to how far you'll go. Don't just endure the hard days. Embrace them. Welcome them as opportunities to prove to yourself how bad you want it, how deeply you believe in your purpose, and how unshakable your drive is. Adapt when necessary, but never abandon your mission. Life will throw curveballs. Things won't always go as planned, but you don't quit. You pivot, you reassess, you adjust, but you keep going. Winners are not the people who never fail. They are the people who never stop. That's the mindset you must carry daily. No matter what happens, you will find a way forward. You will not break. You will not be stopped. Protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your mind, your time, or your spirit. Some people will drain you, doubt you, or discourage you. Learn to walk away. Your environment matters more than you think. You can be doing everything right, but if you surround yourself with the wrong influences, your fire will start to fade. So be ruthless with your circle. Stay close to those who fuel your ambition and distance yourself from anything that dims your light. Forgive yourself quickly. You're going to make mistakes. You'll fall short some days. You'll break your routine, give in to old habits, or miss the mark. That's part of it. Don't dwell in guilt. Don't let one bad moment become a bad day, or one bad day become a bad week. Own it, learn from it, and move forward. Growth is not about being flawless. It's about being resilient. It's about learning faster, bouncing back stronger, and continuing forward no matter what. Make your standards non-negotiable. Decide who you are and what you stand for, and don't let anything or anyone lower that. Live by a code that you've written for yourself. Show up on time, be honest, give your full effort, follow through on your word. These might sound simple, but they are the foundation of an exceptional life. When your standards are high, your outcomes naturally elevate to match them. Visualize your best self every day. Close your eyes and see the person you're becoming. See how they walk, how they speak, how they handle adversity, how they inspire others. Step into that image and let it guide you. When you live each day with a clear picture of who you want to be, your decisions begin to align. Your habits begin to transform, and slowly you start becoming that vision, not through wishful thinking, but through deliberate, intentional action. Control your inputs. What you read, what you watch, what you listen to, all of it shapes your mindset. If you're feeding your brain junk, don't be surprised when you feel sluggish, distracted, or unmotivated. Your mind is a garden, guard it. Plant ideas that uplift, challenge, and empower you. Starve your doubts by feeding your beliefs. One powerful quote, one insightful book, one meaningful conversation. It can change the direction of your day and, over time, your life. Track your progress. Don't let your efforts disappear into the noise. Measure them. Write them down. Celebrate your streaks, your improvements, your wins. The more you recognize your growth, the more motivated you become. Evidence creates belief. Belief fuels action. Action brings results, and results, repeated over time, create transformation. This is how you turn momentum into mastery. Set boundaries with distractions. The world is full of noise, endless notifications, mindless scrolling, empty entertainment. If you want to be exceptional, you have to create space for deep work, for real thought, for uninterrupted creation. Turn off what doesn't serve you. Schedule time to focus. Build habits that preserve your concentration. Success is not just about doing more, it's about doing what matters, with clarity and purpose. Be bold. Speak up, step forward. So many people hide because they fear judgment, criticism, or failure. But you weren't born to blend in. You were born to make an impact. You have something to say, something to give, something that the world needs. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait until you feel ready. Be courageous enough to take messy, imperfect action. Confidence comes from doing, not waiting. Live with intensity, not stress, not chaos. But purpose, driven intensity. When you're working, work like your life depends on it. When you're learning, absorb everything like your future demands it. When you're resting, rest with peace knowing you've earned it. Live each day with the full force of your heart and mind, because this moment, this day, is all you're guaranteed. Tomorrow is a gift, not a promise. In the end, it's not about achieving a single goal. It's about becoming someone who refuses to waste potential. Someone who wakes up every day hungry to be better, not for applause, but for fulfillment, for impact, for the legacy they're creating with every choice. That's who you are when you commit to daily self-improvement. You are someone who demands more of yourself because you know you're capable of more. You are someone who refuses to coast, who refuses to settle, who refuses to die with potential still inside. So don't slow down, don't give in, don't retreat. Keep rising, keep learning, keep showing up. Every single day is another step forward, another layer of strength. Another piece of your masterpiece being carved out by your effort, your resilience, and your vision. You are the architect of your future. You are the sculptor of your destiny. And as long as you keep improving, even by one small degree, you are winning. You are evolving. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be. And as you keep walking this path, you start to realize something powerful. This is not about reaching a final destination. It's about constantly evolving into someone who refuses to remain the same. It's about pushing your edges, breaking your own limits, and choosing every single day to grow into the version of yourself that once seemed out of reach. You stop chasing perfection and start chasing progress. You stop trying to impress others and start focusing on impressing the only person who matters in this game, yourself. Daily self-improvement is not glamorous. It's not always exciting, but it's the only path to real freedom. Because when you're growing, you're not stuck. When you're evolving, you're not waiting for opportunities. You're creating them. You don't depend on motivation to move, you've built discipline. You don't need approval to act, you've built belief. This is how you become truly powerful, not because of what you own or what you've accomplished, but because of who you've become in the process. You start to notice that your mind becomes sharper. Your confidence becomes quieter and deeper. Your habits become the invisible engine that pushes you forward. You stop living by chance and start living by design. You become intentional, strategic, focused, and with every passing day, you start to feel the shift, not just in results, but in your identity. You're no longer trying to become better. You are better. You're no longer acting the part. You are the part. Even the small improvements, the subtle shifts, the 1% gains, they compound, they multiply. Over weeks, months, years, they build momentum that becomes unstoppable. That's the real secret. It's not about doing everything today. It's about doing something today and doing it again tomorrow. Improvement doesn't shout, it whispers. But if you listen closely and stay committed, those whispers become a roar that changes everything. You begin to crave challenge because you know that's where the growth lies. You no longer run from difficulty. You lean into it. You stop avoiding discomfort. You embrace it because now you understand. Pressure builds diamonds. Resistance builds strength. Struggle builds character. Nothing great ever came easy, and nothing easy is ever truly great. So you don't wish for life to be easier, you wish to be stronger. You don't pray for lighter burdens, you build broader shoulders. You don't seek shortcuts, you seek wisdom, skill, and resilience. You become someone who walks into the storm, not because you enjoy the pain, but because you trust your ability to overcome it. You've trained for this, you've prepared for this, you are this, and through it all you stay grounded. You stay humble because you know that self-improvement isn't about ego, it's about purpose. It's about knowing that you were given this one life, this one body, this one mind, and choosing to make the most of it. You stop asking, "What do I have to do?" and start asking, "Who do I want to become?" Because when you focus on becoming, the doing takes care of itself. And who you become is the only thing that can never be taken from you. So keep rising early, keep learning fiercely, keep grinding quietly, keep improving relentlessly. Don't slow down, don't coast, don't let comfort seduce you, because the moment you stop growing, you start decaying. Stay hungry, stay alive, stay committed to your path. Every day you improve, you prove that you are not done, you are not finished, you are still in the fight, and your best is still ahead of you, because this life, it rewards the relentless, the focused, the unshakable. It rewards those who keep showing up, day in and day out, without excuses, without needing praise, without waiting for perfect conditions. You are that kind of person. You are not average, you are not ordinary. You are a living example of what it means to grow with intention and move with purpose. And one day, you'll look back and realize that you didn't just improve, you transformed. You didn't just survive, you conquered. You didn't just live, you left a mark, and it all started with that one simple decision to get better today, and then again tomorrow, and then again the next day. That's the power of daily self-improvement. That's the legacy you're building. One day, one step, one choice at a time, keep going. And as you continue this journey day after day, you begin to feel the shift deep in your soul. You no longer fear the hard work. In fact, you seek it out. You realize that nothing worth while has ever come easy, and you no longer want it easy. You want it earned, because what is earned builds pride. What is earned builds character, and what is earned can never be taken from you. You start to view the setbacks differently. They don't shake you anymore. You've been through enough now to know that obstacles are not stop signs. They are signposts pointing you toward a lesson, a redirection, or an opportunity to get stronger. You don't break down at failure anymore. You rise, you analyze, you adapt. You become wiser and tougher with every challenge. Where others stop, you keep going. Where others complain, you dig deeper. That's the difference. That's what daily self-improvement does. It transforms your response to life. You stop waiting for things to change. You become the change. You no longer need inspiration from the outside because you've become your own source of fire. The dream you're chasing isn't something far away anymore. It's something you're stepping into every single day. It's in how you think, how you act, how you move. The dream lives in your discipline, in your effort, in your mindset. This isn't about a temporary push. This is a lifelong commitment to never let potential go to waste. It's a vow to make every day count, because when you live like that, your life begins to elevate. You attract better people, better opportunities, better results, not because you're lucky, but because you've earned it. You've become someone who demands more and delivers more, and that's the truth that many ignore. Your external world rises or falls to match your internal standards. When you demand excellence from yourself, when you refuse to cut corners, when you choose growth over comfort, everything around you starts to rise, your relationships improve, your work gets noticed. Your energy becomes magnetic, because people can feel when you've done the work. They can see it in your presence, hear it in your words, and feel it in your confidence. You start to lead, not with titles or authority, but by example. By showing up fully, by being consistent when others aren't, by holding yourself accountable when no one is watching. Leadership starts from within. It starts with mastering yourself before you try to lead others. And the more you improve yourself, the more naturally you inspire others to rise with you. Don't ever underestimate the power of compounding effort. You may not see massive change today, or tomorrow, or next week, but give it time. Stay consistent. Keep showing up. Keep giving your best, because a year from now, you won't even recognize the person you used to be. And 5 years from now, people will look at your life and wonder how you did it. They won't see the early mornings, they won't see the battles you fought in silence, but you will know, you'll know the truth, that you earned every inch of progress through relentless commitment. Let others chase the quick win. Let others settle for good enough, but not you. You know better. You know that true fulfillment doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from mastery. It comes from waking up every morning with a sense of purpose, a vision in your heart, and the courage to chase it no matter what stands in the way. So guard that vision, protect your peace, stay rooted in gratitude, but never stop reaching for more, because you can be grateful and still hungry. You can be proud of how far you've come and still eager to go further. That's the duality of growth, appreciating the moment while striving for more. And remember this, improvement is never wasted. Every page you read, every workout you complete, every moment of discipline, it's all building something. You might not see it yet, but it's there. Every single day of effort is adding to the structure of your future. Keep laying the bricks. Keep showing up when it's boring, when it's hard, when no one claps. Because you're not doing it for applause. You're doing it for the life you know you're capable of living. You are writing a story with every action you take. Make it a story worth reading, a story of resilience, of grit, of purpose. A story that proves one thing, that no matter what life threw at you, you chose to rise, you chose to grow, you chose to improve every single day because that's who you are, and no one, nothing, can take that from you. So keep going, keep rising. The world has enough people coasting through life. Be the one who demands more. Be the one who becomes more. Be the one who proves that with consistent effort, a relentless mindset, and an unshakable belief in yourself, anything is possible. The journey is yours. Own it, live it, and never stop improving. Because once you've tasted what it feels like to grow every day, to become sharper, stronger, and more focused with each sunrise, you'll never go back. Mediocrity starts to feel unbearable. Laziness becomes foreign. Excuses no longer satisfy you. Why? Because you've seen what you're capable of when you commit. You've felt the fire of momentum. You've built something within yourself that no one can touch. A standard, a drive, a purpose. You realize now that the greatest competition isn't against the world, it's against who you were yesterday. Every morning it's you versus you. Will you be better than you were the day before? Will you rise a little earlier, train a little harder, learn a little more, focus a little deeper? That's the challenge. That's the mission. You don't need to prove anything to anyone else. You only need to prove to yourself that you're serious, that you're committed, and that you're unstoppable when you decide to be. And yes, there will be days when it feels like too much. Days when progress feels invisible, when doubts start to whisper, when quitting sounds easier than continuing. But those are the days that separate the committed from the curious. The ones who dabble from the ones who decide. Because growth isn't about how you feel, it's about what you do in spite of how you feel. Your emotions may fluctuate, but your commitment doesn't. Your discipline doesn't. That's what makes you different. You keep showing up. You keep pushing through. You keep choosing the hard right over the easy wrong. You sacrifice comfort for greatness, distraction for purpose, fear for courage. You become a warrior of improvement, not through force, but through consistency, not through noise, but through quiet strength, not through flash, but through substance. And soon people will start to notice. They'll see the changes in you, in your habits, in your words, in the way you carry yourself. They'll ask what changed, and the answer will be simple. You did. You stopped playing small. You stopped waiting for permission. You stopped negotiating with your excuses. You made a choice to live a life that reflects your potential, not your past. That decision changes everything, because now you wake up with clarity, with drive. With an inner voice that doesn't ask, "Can I do this?" but says, "Watch me." You no longer hope for growth. You expect it. You no longer wonder if you're improving. You know you are, because every single day your actions reflect it. And that's what it all comes down to. Your actions, not your wishes, not your goals on paper, not your vision board, your actions, what you do today, repeated tomorrow and the next day. That's where transformation lives. In the reps, in the rituals, in the boring, unsexy, consistent grind that builds legends in silence. Because one day you'll stand at the peak of a mountain most people said was too high, too hard, too far. And you'll look back, not with arrogance, but with quiet pride, because you'll remember the early mornings, the sacrifices, the tears, the doubt, and the days when no one believed in you but you. And you'll realize it wasn't luck. It wasn't talent. It was the decision to improve every single day, no matter what. So keep going, stay focused, protect your vision, grow relentlessly, dream boldly, act daily, speak like you believe in yourself. Move like your future depends on it, because it does. The person you're becoming is worth every ounce of effort. Every choice you make today is casting a vote for the person you will be tomorrow. Don't waste your vote. Make it count. Let every step forward be a declaration to the world and to yourself. I am not finished. I am not done growing. I am just getting started. And the best part, you haven't even scratched the surface of who you can become. There's more inside you, more strength, more courage, more vision, just waiting to be unleashed, and it will never come out by staying comfortable. It will never be revealed by doing the bare minimum. It only shows itself when you commit fully, when you lean into the discomfort, when you demand more from yourself than anyone else ever could. That's when the real you shows up. That's when the greatness that's been buried under years of hesitation and self-doubt finally begins to rise. You start to see that the challenges you face aren't there to stop you. They're there to shape you, to refine you, to test your commitment to the life you say you want. And once you shift your mindset to see every obstacle as an opportunity, every failure as feedback, and every delay as divine preparation, you become unstoppable. Because now nothing breaks you, nothing slows you down for long. You fall, yes, but you rise faster every time. That's growth. That's self, mastery. Daily improvement becomes your religion. Not because someone told you to do it, but because you've tasted its power. You've seen what happens when you push yourself a little harder, think a little deeper, speak a little more positively, and act with greater intent. You've felt the confidence that comes from knowing you didn't wait. You acted. You didn't talk, you did, and that changes you, that builds something inside that no one can fake. You begin to crave the process more than the outcome. You love the grind more than the goal. Because you understand now, goals can be taken, trophies can be lost, recognition can fade. But who you've become, that's forever, that's your legacy, that's your power, and it's built one day at a time through deliberate, disciplined, purpose-driven action. And don't worry if the world doesn't applaud yet. Don't worry if people don't see the shift immediately. You're not doing this for them. You're doing it because you refuse to settle. You're doing it because you were born with gifts that must be developed, with potential that must be fulfilled, with a fire that cannot be ignored. This isn't about impressing others. This is about unleashing you. The version of you that's focused, relentless, purposeful, the one who has scars but still stands tall, the one who's been knocked down but keeps rising, the one who dares to believe that every day holds the power to become a masterpiece. Because it does. Every sunrise is a second chance. Every hour is a new opportunity to sharpen your edge, to step into your greatness, to outgrow the limits you once thought were permanent. So wake up tomorrow, not just to survive the day, but to own it. To use it, to conquer it. Bring your best to it, even if the world feels heavy, even if the path is hard, especially then. because that's when the growth hits deepest. That's when your character is built in the trenches of effort, not the comfort of ease. And one day you'll look in the mirror and smile, not because you've arrived, but because you finally see who you were always meant to become. Not perfect, not finished, but powerful. A person who chose growth when it was hard, who chose discipline when it was easier to be distracted, who chose to rise daily not because they had to, but because they wanted to, because that's who they are. So never stop, never slow down. Let the world keep guessing how you keep getting better. Let your results speak for you. Let your actions lead the way. You are not average. You are not here to play small. You are building something legendary. And it starts again tomorrow with one choice, one action, one more step forward. Keep improving, keep becoming. You are the masterpiece in motion. And as that masterpiece takes shape, stroke by stroke, habit by habit, the world around you begins to shift too, not because it's changing, but because you are. You don't wait for a new year, a new month, or even a new week to start fresh. You wake up and decide. That's the power of daily self-improvement. It gives you ownership over your life. It turns you from a spectator into a creator. You stop watching others live the life you want, and you start building your own, brick by brick, moment by moment. You come to understand that discipline is the ultimate freedom. It frees you from regret. It frees you from the consequences of laziness. It frees you from being tossed around by emotions, distractions, and doubt. When you live with discipline, you move with clarity. Your actions become aligned with your values, your goals, and your vision. You no longer do things just to feel busy. You do what matters, you focus, you eliminate what doesn't serve you, you choose purpose over pleasure, and it doesn't mean you don't stumble. It doesn't mean you don't have off days. Of course you do. You're human, but even on those days, you don't give up. You don't retreat into old patterns. You recognize the slip, you own it, and you get back on track. Faster than before. That's the power of a growth mindset. It doesn't demand perfection, it demands progress, it demands responsibility, it demands that you stop blaming the world and start taking control. Because the truth is, no one is coming to save you. No mentor, no book, no program, no job, no relationship will hand you the life you want. That's your job, that's your responsibility, that's your privilege. You have to do the work, you have to dig deep, you have to keep growing even when no one's watching, even when it feels like no one cares, even when the results haven't arrived yet, because that's what separates the average from the extraordinary, the ability to act with faith when the evidence hasn't shown up yet, and eventually the results do come. Slowly at first, then faster. You wake up more energized, you speak with more certainty, you walk into rooms with more presence. People notice your discipline, your consistency, your quiet fire. They may not understand it, but they feel it. Because improvement isn't just about changing what you do, it transforms who you are. And that's the most powerful part. You're becoming someone no one thought you could be, maybe not even you. But now you believe it. Not because someone told you to, but because your actions have proven it. Day after day, you've earned that belief. You've earned the right to trust yourself, to back yourself, to know that whatever comes next, you'll handle it. You'll rise, you'll adapt, you'll win, not because it's easy, but because it's who you've trained yourself to be. This is your new identity, not just someone who tries to improve, but someone who does, relentlessly, fearlessly, silently if necessary. Because you don't need validation anymore, you don't need permission, you don't need applause. You've tapped into something deeper, a fire that can't be faked, a drive that can't be bought, a mission that can't be stolen. So stay on the path, no matter how long it takes, no matter how tough it gets. Stay focused on that vision. Let the world doubt, let them underestimate, let them talk. You've got work to do, growth to chase, excellence to build. This is your time, your journey, your evolution. And the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is the decision to take one more step, and then another, until one day you look around and realize you didn't just improve your life, you transformed it. Keep going, keep rising, keep becoming. The best is still ahead of you, because as long as you breathe, there's room to grow. There's potential to unlock. There's greatness within you waiting to be awakened. You haven't seen your final form, not even close. Every day is a blank page, and you are the author. Will you write another chapter of progress, or will you let it slip into the pile of wasted time? That choice is yours, and that's the beauty of it. You're not powerless. You're not stuck. You're not too late. You are exactly where you need to be to take the next step toward the life you've imagined. And if there's one thing to remember, let it be this: you were not born to blend in. You were born to stand out, not by shouting louder, but by rising higher, by living with intention, by doing what others won't, by refusing to settle, by becoming the example of what's possible when someone stops waiting and starts working. That's how movements are built, not through noise, but through action, not through fantasy, but through focus. And that focus, it's your superpower. In a world full of distractions, your ability to stay locked in, to tune out the noise, to keep showing up even when no one's watching, that sets you apart. That makes you dangerous, in the best way. Because once you realize that the only competition is the person in the mirror, you become unbeatable. You start to respect your time. You start to treat your goals like commitments instead of wishes. You begin to measure success not just by outcomes, but by effort, by intention, by how often you honored the promises you made to yourself. That's where real confidence is born. Not in praise, not in followers, not in fleeting motivation, but in the quiet, consistent execution of your potential. When you prove to yourself, day after day, that you can do hard things, that you can push beyond your limits, that you can learn and adapt and grow, you build something no one can take from you: self-belief. That self-belief becomes your armor. It protects you from doubt, from fear, from the opinions of others. It doesn't make you arrogant. It makes you unstoppable, because you no longer need to convince anyone of your worth. You know it, you've lived it, you've built it. You've earned it through every early morning, every tough decision, every moment of discipline when giving up would have been easier. And when others quit, you keep moving. When others get distracted, you lock in. When others talk, you act. That's the code you live by. And slowly but surely, that code creates a life that others can't help but respect, even if they don't understand it. So don't worry about being misunderstood. Don't chase applause. Chase purpose. Chase growth. Chase impact. Because the truth is, those who are bold enough to pursue greatness will always look crazy to those who have settled for comfort. But comfort never built empires. Comfort never wrote history. Comfort never inspired anyone. You have the power to be the exception, to rewrite your story, to rise above your past, to redefine your future. It won't be easy, but that's exactly why it's worth it. The world doesn't need more people playing small. It needs more people like you, brave enough to do the work, to face the truth, to become who they were born to be. So keep rising, keep sharpening, keep choosing growth over excuses, clarity over chaos, effort over ease, because the greatest project you'll ever work on is you. And every day you get another chance to take that project to the next level. Never waste it, never doubt it, never stop. Your future self is watching, and they're counting on you to stay the course. You're not just improving, you're evolving, you're building a legacy, and it starts again. Today,